You've tuned in to Arm and a Leg and Other Opinions We Like to Give, a weekly podcast hosted by two veterans dedicated to politics, current events, interviews, and anything else they want to mention, but probably shouldn't. So without further ado, here are your hosts, Robbie the Dream Gaupp and Brett Miracle Man Parks.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to another Arm and a Leg and Other Opinions We Like to Give podcast. I am Brett Parks.
And this is your boy, Robbie Gaupp.
Robbie, man, it's good to be back. It's been I feel like it's been a few weeks since we've been on. I'm not sure exactly. Summer's such a haze to me.
Yes.
Kids are home. They're complaining. I have to wipe butts, all kinds of stuff. So I don't even know which way's up right now. But how you been?
Pretty good, man. Just raising my little one and enjoying life. I'm almost done with my summer college classes, so I can't wait.
Right. You're doing that.
Yeah, I am.
About that?
I love it. I mean, it's one of them things, sometimes you have to get outside of your realm, this is outside of my realm because I have never went to college. So I'm loving it, man. It's actually kind of fun.
Do you wear one of those sports jackets with the patches on the elbows, and do you wear wire rim glasses and a strap backpack and say bra to everybody?
No, I mean, it seems like me and you grew up in a different era, so I think the era's changed a little bit.
Oh, right. No, my era was wearing flannel shirts with jeans with holes in your pants, listening to Nirvana and
Jinkos.
Okay. Oh shoot, what's that? That's like my favorite one. Not Soundgarden. Yeah,
Soundgarden. Yeah,
Soundgarden, man. Chris Cornell, insane.
So how's your week been?
It's been good. This was my first week back. Last week I was in Maine, and I went there in December in Maine with my family. It's with the Travis Mills Foundation, and they had this huge thing. I feel like I've talked about this, but I went in December, a week before Christmas, and there was snow everywhere, and it was freezing. And I loved it. My family and I loved it. It was so beautiful. It was so great. But we were invited back for the summer last week. And it was just a whole different ball game. We spent most of the time outside. We swam in the lake. And I freaked out because here's this huge lake. And I said to the people next to me, I was like, okay, what predators or poisonous, venomous things do I need to worry about in this lake? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no. Are there snakes, alligators? Are there anything I need to know about in this lake? And they're like, no. I was like, well, do you have snapping turtles? They're like, no. I'm like, I'm from Florida, and if there's a body of water, there's probably an alligator in there. So I freaked out. I'm out there swimming all alone. I'm like, I'm going to die. But I survived.
So this is a really good foundation. I know I've heard about them, and actually be going on a trip in December there. I love Travis Mills. He's a great guy. I met him once. So amazing foundation. And if anybody out there military wise and never got to go on a retreat there, send in your application, and maybe they'll invite you out, and you'll get to enjoy this.
It's really great, guys. What it is they fly out probably like 9 military families, the wives, spouses, and the kids. And it's really amazing. There's so much food that you can eat. You pretty much, there's a lot of things. You can do yoga, you can do archery, you can do all this stuff, fly fishing, or you don't have to do anything. You just chill and you just hang out with your family. And it's such a great recharge for us. And it was awesome. We had a great time, and I gained 5 pounds doing that because I ate 2 bowls of cereal after every meal. I ate 2 bowls of cereal after breakfast, after my 2 bowls of cereal. So that's all I did. It was Golden Smacks. Remember those?
I do. I love Golden Smacks. Did they just have a salmonella case?
Oh.
That's where they did.
That explains a lot, actually.
Honey Smacks, Golden Smacks.
No, well, yeah, they're done. They don't. The frog.
The frog one's gone, right?
No, it's gone.
So
you have to get knockoffs. So I just went to Costco and I got this huge value pack because I'm not trying to lose weight anymore. I'm back to.
You still CrossFitting?
Yes, I haven't talked about CrossFit yet.
No.
Okay, well, I'm CrossFitting still. And actually what I've been doing, which I love, is I do my CrossFit. I'm so sore right now because I took a week off. But after that, I have my fishing pole and I go out to the marina and I go fish. And all I catch are little baby catfish, and it pisses me off because because they're little. I'm like fighting, and people are watching. Oh, he got something. It's like wong wong, just flipping around. And
Well, this is
then,
why it's fishing, though.
yeah, but then like it has the same spikes as the big guy. So I've been getting stabbed. I'm bleeding all over my hand. I'm like, there's got to be a different way. And they're like, don't you have needle nose pliers? I'm like, yes, I do. Use
So,
those.
so, Brett, if I'm ever in Texas and you come down, we'll go fishing and I'll catch you some real catfish, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to go noodling though.
Now, we won't go noodling. We'll just catch them.
Man, I follow this girl on Instagram
I've noodled.
that noodles. No, F that. There's
Love
no
it.
way. Those of you that don't know what noodling is, it's where you go in the water and you use like your
hands or your feet.
hands
Your hands and your feet.
and the catfish basically bites your hand.
Yep.
And then you grab them from inside and pull them out. And the thing's like the size of
80 pounds, 70 pounds. Crazy.
Yeah, it's huge. And no, that's not me. I'll
They
stay
kill
on a
people.
boat and fish.
They kill people that way. They kill people that way too.
People die?
Yeah, because you grab onto an 80-pound fish and it's going to drag you underwater. And if you're underwater and can't get back up.
Yep. That's why I don't noodle.
So if you can't swim, stay away from noodling.
Yeah, don't noodle. Even if you can, I just say don't. I'm sorry, Robbie, go on.
So, Brett, I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
It's basically what our podcast is going to be on today.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Donald Trump hated so much in today's society?
Yeah. I've never seen anything like this before, ever. Like here's the thing. I'll be 40 years old this year. I know I look like I'm 25. Thanks, guys. But I'm gonna be 40 years old this year, and I've been following presidents ever since. Really, I have been following the presidential race ever since Reagan. I wasn't like as deep into politics then as I was now, obviously, but I always followed who were the candidates, who I was going to vote for, who I liked, who I didn't like, and I have never seen hatred this much to a person. The obsession, they say that there's something called Trump Derangement Syndrome, and I used to laugh that off, like, yeah, that's just the right, trying to get the left to see their heads explode. But I actually think it's a thing, because there are people on Facebook that I am friends with, and when I say friends, I mean like we are friends on Facebook. Yeah, and they were always civil people, polite people, funny people, but all of a sudden, since Trump, every single post that they post is something bad about Trump. I actually posted something the other day. I said, if you are posting more Trump political posts than you are family posts, you're doing it wrong, because it's just an obsession. I don't understand it. Now, full disclosure, I didn't have Facebook from 2008 to 2013. And that was most of former President Barack Obama's time. So I don't know how volatile it was on Facebook then. You could probably tell me more than I could.
No, not really. I mean, I'm the same way. I wasn't a big social media person either. It's one of them things I do feel, like you said, from, watching through different political presidents, that we didn't have the social media and the boost that we have now to get your word out that we, like we do now with the last two presidents.
You're right.
I mean, we could have had just as much bashing. We just didn't hear about it all the time. Like now it's on the news all the time. Now which is odd. I think the news, it kind of sucks because it does push, negative and more negative propaganda than it is positive propaganda. So.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Here's how I am. I like the media to be tough on the president. I like it. I think it's a good thing. I think that we should always hold the president's feet to the fire, whoever the president is. What I don't like is when the media is not consistent. Because a great example is Barack Obama. Man, they did not throw nearly as much venom. I mean, there's one station that would hold Obama's feet to the fire, and that was Fox News. But then all of a sudden, because Barack Obama was like, "Don't listen to them; they're fake news. Don't listen to Fox News." He actually said that in a press conference, and and so now everybody thinks that Fox News is racist because they're holding the president's feet to the fire. But now we have Donald Trump, and every other news organization is doing the same thing. And Fox News has kind of laid back a little bit because they're a conservative voice, but I don't think they should either. But if you're going to hold the president's feet to the fire, be consistent and be truthful and honest. And that's the problem. I think the media is being dishonest when it comes to everything like that. They do hit the head and nail on the head sometimes with some stories, but I think overall they're being so dishonest that nobody, people that actually study the politics and study the policies and everything, those people know that the media is being dishonest. And the other people that just vaguely, fly by politics, they think Trump is a horrible human being because of what they hear in the media.
So I look at it like this too. There was a lot of stuff they held, like in Obama's case, like when Fast and the Furious happened and stuff, they held the politicians that were, basically in the presidential cabinet with him to their own thing. They didn't kind of bring in Obama. Like now, if something happens, they bring in Donald Trump straight into that. Like, why did this happen? And where does he fall into this corruption or this or that? And it's like Fast and the Furious, of course,
Right.
That was a big deal. And I don't think the backlash came as much as on Obama as it did the other candidate members that were in there in the office at the same time. So is it one of them things that because this is, we all know Donald Trump is, he's in the news every single day. It is pushed all the time, whether it's positive or negative, and it's like no matter what, certain news stations do push their negative propaganda all the time. While
Right.
some Fox News is kind of there, it's on and off. They do the positive and the negatives at the same time.
Shep Smith is a huge liberal, and he does a lot of pushing. So there is, there is a little bit of consistency there.
So when we look at that, is that one of the biggest things? Is they're just trying to push out their propagandas to say, hey, yes, this might be happening and it's a positive, but look how many negatives there are, or this is a negative and there's a few positives, but let's not overlook these negatives. Is that what you feel?
I don't think it's that either of those. I think that the majority of the mainstream media, and I hate using those what do you call those words that those talking point words, but I really do think the mainstream media, they used to be kind of coy about who their political affiliation is, who they follow, and who they like and dislike. But now they don't care. I think that the media, and I'm talking about CNN, CBS, MSNBC. I think these guys, the AP, they don't even look for positives. Like I have CNN on my I have their app, and I'm looking at it, and the one thing, like right now, the GDP is at 4.1%. It's the highest like ever, and it was the biggest jump ever. And it's from Trump. And I read an article that's not an opinion piece, an actual article on CNN saying why Trump deserves some credit. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you say? It was almost like they were gritting their teeth while writing it. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, well, here's why he deserves some credit, because he's the president. That's, it's ridiculous. And the problem with the media is they feel like they can decide who is going to be president of the United States. They feel like they have that power, and they do, and for the most part. But Hillary Clinton was their person. Even the DNC cheated to get Hillary Clinton elected to be the Democratic nominee.
Yeah, that just came out.
Yeah, and it's
admitted to it and everything. So.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. Let's just face it. So they're like, all right, it's Hillary's turn. Barack Obama did his thing because Hillary had to take a back seat because it was Barack Obama, which I do want to say Barack Obama is very charismatic. He's a very smooth talker. And when he was elected for president, I didn't vote for him. But when he was elected, I was like, you know what? Okay, I didn't vote for him, but man, I hope he does good. I really want him to do good. He didn't, in my opinion, especially the second term. The first term, he was trying to be, he was a little more center because he wanted to get reelected. But I digress. The media thought, all right, it's Hillary's turn. She deserves it. It's her turn. And the American people said, no, it's not her turn, because we don't do that. We're voting for the best candidate that we feel we need at this point. And so we the American people voted Donald J. Trump in, and they went ape crap. They went all over the place.
Well, it's also one of the things. It's like this last we're going to say the last 2 months, the North Korea stuff which is one of the greatest events of my lifetime that I'll probably ever be part of.
Yeah,
which is kind of which is an amazing thing to actually see. And hang on, let's mute.
Oh, he just wanted to speak.
So yeah,
I muted you.
So we're going, like, that's one of the biggest I guess events that me and you probably have in our lifetime, possibly. And it's one of the it's kind of been overlooked. I haven't seen a lot of news coverage. I haven't seen a lot of Facebook posts. I mean, just today, I mean, I've only seen one Facebook post out of all my friends and everything, where you see that 55 bodies were released today, to America from North Korea soil, from Korean war vets, which is amazing.
Amazing.
To even acknowledge that we made this peace treaty and it's actually working and it's actually going through, and it's it's phenomenal, the events that are happening right now, and for it to not be pushed out there and shown that with this president things are happening, whether they're slow or fast. It's not the big deal, but they are happening.
Yes. Yeah. It's been incredible. The fact that the North Korean meeting and what took place there and what's going on now. Now, I don't trust Kim Jong-un. I think it's Kim Jong-un, right?
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, I don't trust him as far as I could throw him, and he's a little bit pudgy for me to be able to throw. So I don't trust him. I think that he's going to do what he feels best for him. But right now it's working. And I know Donald J. Trump, I don't know, obviously, but I know that he's not thinking to himself, okay, he's good, and I don't have to worry about him anymore. Donald Trump is not that kind of guy. He's going to talk good. If you guys get along, if you guys have a great meeting, he's going to talk great about you. He's going to up-talk. He's going to be all kinds of nice to you. But the second you screw him over, and you see this all the time with his friends or the people he fire in his administration, you screw him over, he's going to lay everything he can out on you. He's going to bash you. He might even bomb you. Hopefully he gets congressional approval before that. But that's just who he is. And the fact that not only is he getting along with Kim Jong-un and that stuff's going on, we're getting our soldiers, our dead soldiers back. That's, man, what closure for those families. I mean, why isn't anybody talking about that? Where's the story about the family member that's been wanting their husband's body for years and years, decades, and nothing? Why not? Where's that?
Yeah, it's so odd to me, just because you see so much stupidity. I mean, if you look on Facebook right now, you see 80 billion key videos. Whenever I feel this is an event that everybody should be sharing. Everybody, if you have kids on there, 13 years old, like, this is something they should be sharing, not a dang do the Kiki dance.
What's the key where they get out of the car and do the thing?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
And it's like, when you have events like this is something maybe while you're at dinner, you should sit down and talk to your kids and be like, hey, let me tell you about this time, this, and let's talk about, what the event is happening, how it's changing, how the world's changing at this moment, and this actually is something that actually is important and crucial to history,
Right.
Not, hey, Dad, look at me, I can do a Kiki dance,
It's retarded. I don't mean that.
Great for anybody like that. It's just.
I don't mean retarded. Like, I apologize for saying retarded, but they're acting dumb.
Yeah, right? I mean, and we really have become a dumbfounded country in a way where we promote those kind of things versus we don't promote knowledge and power and what's to better America. We're a country now where we should be able to sit down and talk about, hey, here's what I think is going good with the president. Here's what I think is going bad. So my kids can grow up in the future and say, you know what, here's what I expect from a president,
Right.
And I'm not saying Donald Trump is perfect in any way.
Oh, he's far from it.
But there are good points that he's doing. And those are things maybe I should sit down with my kids who are, 15 or 16 years old and start talking to, because they're going to be voting in a few years, and they're going to be making choices like that.
Right. Yeah. And, I'm not a big, rah Donald Trump guy. I love his policies. I think what he's doing is very good. I hate his personality, and I hate the kind of person he is. And this is just at first glance. I don't know him personally, so I honestly don't know what kind of person he is. But him as a person, I would not go to my son and say, I want you to be like him. I don't like it. And if there was another guy running, actually, I voted for Ted Cruz in the primaries, and he didn't get it. But if there was somebody running for president that was a Democrat that didn't run on the Democrat platform, meaning abortion up to 9 months, if they didn't do that and they had the same policies as Trump but a different personality, of course I would vote that way. But that's the problem, is they're putting the election this year was, I hate to say it, but it's almost like, let's pick the lesser of two evils. You have Hillary Clinton, who is a horrible person from what I know. Once again, I don't, but she's just so robotic and so unpersonable. And just because she's a woman, I'm supposed to embrace it and vote for her. How does that make sense? I'm not going to vote for somebody because of their gender or their race. I'm going to vote because of their policies.
Yeah, we're in America, and that's the thing. It's not gender based. Really, it shouldn't be gender based anymore, and it shouldn't be, color based or anything like that. It should be who is the best person, who is the best candidate, who is the best person to run this country, whether male,
Right.
female, whether it could be the dang Sasquatch. If he has great ideas, I want to vote for that person. I mean,
He's hairy.
that's the biggest thing. We're in a point in our culture where we're so diverse, and we should be accepting that and seeing what it is that can better. Now that we see that Donald Trump became president from a reality TV person to, yes, he's a billionaire and that kind of thing. But it's one of the things, we watched somebody who went from reality TV and became a president of the United States. So we should be able to notice that, hey, there's people out there with ideas, even though they're not,
Yep.
probably even fit to be president. They're not amazing fits, but they work.
Well, I always say my whole thing is the only person, what do I say? Gosh, the only person fit to be president is someone who doesn't want to be. What kind of narcissist do you have to be to wake up one morning and say, you know what this country really needs? Me. This country needs me. They should vote for me because I think I can run the country. What? The only president worthy was George Washington, and because he didn't want it for anything. He said, no, I don't want to be president. And they still voted him in unanimously. There was not one no vote. They all voted for George Washington. And he was like, fine, I'll do it. Did it for 4 years. They said, guess what? We're going to vote you in again. He's like, fine, 4 more years. And then after that 8 years, they said to him, they said, hey, you should just stay in office. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that because the Constitution says 8 years and you're done. And if I break that, we're just as bad as England, where we become a monarchy. And he left. And to me, that's why he's the greatest president, because he didn't want to be. And here, Sadie made a great point. She just wrote just now how the Democrats are all like, oh, reality show guy. He's just a reality show president. He has no experience. We shouldn't vote for him. Blah, blah, blah. Why is he in there? And now they're touting around Oprah like, oh, she's our next president. Like, hey, guess what? You've just been talking about how horrible Trump is because he was a TV guy, and now you want a TV girl in there.
And I'm not saying, and it's nothing against Oprah. I can't say if she'd be great or not. I can't wait to see her points. I'm one of those people. She probably isn't. I'm one of those people. If you do run, Oprah Winfrey, I'd love to see your views. Whether it's, I don't know, you probably run as a Democrat, but it's okay.
Right.
To me, I think the party thing should be gone anyway. I think we should be voting based on how we feel and what person we think should be in office. Not about a party. We don't need to vote on that any longer. It's what you feel and who you think is best for that position. And that's how it should be voted. We don't need to be voting on, oh, well, this is a name. If The Rock runs and The Rock ain't got great points, I'm not voting for The Rock.
Exactly.
So I think that's the biggest part right now, and like I said, we need to be teaching our kids what it is to run America. What it is that, everybody is, everybody's going to say, oh, I think this will work. I think this will work. I think this will work. But go from previous presidents to say, hey, look, this worked for this person and America was great here because of this.
Right.
But let's not go ahead and put somebody in office and say, hey, well, let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try that for 4 years. And then guess what? We crumble from where we built.
Right. Yeah, and what people need to understand is everyone's like, not my president. Oh, he lost a popular vote. And we've talked about this before. Oh, he lost a popular vote. Guess what? We are not a democracy. We are a republic. We're a representative republic, and the states decide through the electoral college who's going to be president, who's not the amount of people. Because if it was a true democracy, people would only vote for their personal interest, not the interest of the country. That's why the founding fathers are so genius, making it a representative republic, a constitutional republic. So people are saying, not my president. There's people on the streets that are raging. Their heads are exploding because they don't understand why Donald Trump is president. I think we're closest to a civil war now than we've ever been. I still think we're pretty far away, but if something happens, for example, if come November the houses flip to House and Senate flip to Democrat and they impeach Trump, there's going to be a problem. Or if somebody, God forbid, assassinate Donald Trump, there's going to be a problem. Like we will be right into civil war. But what people need to understand is you vote. If you guys don't get the president you want, wait 4 years, and then you have a chance to vote again. And if you lose again, that's it. After 4 more years, he's gone. You don't have to worry about him or her, whoever's the president. So I don't know why there was such hysteria around this. And I think, like we were talking about before, I think the media has a lot to do with it.
Also, like from my own experiences in life and those kind of things, I've always realized it's better to build somebody up than just sit there and break them down. And if you're breaking somebody down all the time and talking about how bad they are, then you're not helping the cause either. I'm one of those people that if you want somebody to be better at something, then yes. I'm not saying that, hey, it's just going to be fixed overnight, but you build that person up. And other countries and other people will be like, you know what, this person could be great. Let's tell him what he needs to work on, instead of just bad mouthing and destroying somebody like we see in the social media all the time. You know, I'm not saying to go out and just say, hey, Donald Trump's the greatest president ever. Let's just go ahead and everybody say this and he's going to be the great president. No, but if you have an opinion, go to social. If you're on social media, go on there and talk about it. Don't just put him down. Just say, hey, here's what I think could, benefit you as a president if you tried this or you did that. Maybe he'll take your idea. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I just now reading about how there's this youth pastor that went to go see Donald Trump's star, and that was destroyed by somebody who clearly is missing some brain cells, but they beat him up. People beat him up because he was wearing a MAGA hat. And in America, I actually have the same that baseball jersey that has America on it. They beat him up for that. Grow up, people. What are you doing beating people up because of their political affiliation? This isn't Russia, man. This isn't Venezuela. You don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody has their free opinion. And yes, it's not always going to be the same. It's not always everybody's not going to like what you say or how you feel about things. But you know what? It's just like if somebody comes to my house and we have a problem, guess what? You can always leave. I can ask you to leave as well.
Exactly.
So Brett, let's go ahead, and if you're on Facebook or you're watching this through YouTube, if you could leave us a few comments about this. We want to know how you feel about your political views and why you believe that Donald Trump is either being bullied all the time or broken down, or why you feel that he maybe he isn't. What's the just reason why you feel that he isn't being bullied or beaten down? Brett, do you have any strange news for the day?
I do have some strange news.
Strange news.
Yeah. So this is kind of a cute strange, though. It's not like one of those that we usually have. This is from the Huffington Post, so you know it's real. And it says, no, but this is real. I cross-reference it to other things. Ducks get babies in a row, and what an incredible row it is. One common duck, I don't know, he says merges Ganser or something. You probably know what it is better than me because you're a Texan. One common duck cares for more than 70 ducklings, drawing uncommon interest from across the country. So there's one duck, and there are 70 ducklings that this duck is caring for. And it says here, a mama duck took some babies for a swim on Lake Bendy in Minnesota. An amateur wildlife photographer took some of the photos, and now the internet and the rest of the media world just can't get enough of the waterfowl. The number of ducklings has something to do with that. She has 76 ducklings. And photographer Brenzlik, I don't know his last name, who captured the image of the adult common merganser taking dozens of ducklings for a swim, also has something to do with it. He said, it was mind-blowing. I didn't know that a duck could care for so many chicks. And let's see if I have the picture here. And those of you that are on YouTube right now, there's the picture. And those that are listening, there's a duck in the water, and there's like an endless row of chicks.
So my question is she like a nanny duck?
Yeah.
Or is that the babies?
That's what confuses me. I'm pretty sure that these ducks don't have 70 plus. Oh, hold on.
I wonder, my question is, how much do they pay that nanny duck to babysit?
Yeah, I mean, if she got paid, it'd be quacktastic. But okay.
Do they pay her in quackers?
Oh man, after that wasn't gonna be funny, so I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something about a quack, but I don't think people know what a quack is. Do you know what a quack is?
A quack?
Yeah,
like
quack.
A crazy person?
No. Man, maybe that is what a quack is. I thought a quack was like a therapist. Like, oh, I gotta go see a quack.
I thought the quack was the person going to see the therapist.
Okay, well, my joke really wouldn't have made sense then, so I'm glad I didn't say it. But yeah, man. I don't know if it's everyone else. I guess I assume it's everyone else's ducklings, right? It's all the other ones, and she's just like, I'm gonna go for a swim with her little ducklings, and the other ones are like, oh, I will go too.
So Brett, you and I were both dads of kids.
Yeah.
We both have 3 kids.
Yes.
Could you imagine 70 kids?
No, I would. I don't. Here's what I'm thinking. Not the fact that I'd be a good father. I would think, okay, would I kill myself or all the kids? That's what I'm thinking in my head right now. I'm like, I think I'd kill myself.
I know I would lose one.
Oh,
somewhere.
Oh, I have 3. I take 2 out and I lose one. And I'm like, where did your sister go? I turned to my son, where'd your sister? And he's gone too. He's over at the video game section playing Fortnite. So
that's crazy. Life. Oh, 70 kids.
No, I can't even.
That's pretty strange.
I can't imagine. So yeah, that's today's strange news.
So if anybody's out there and they ever want to know what it's like to take care of 70 kids, you might just ask a duck.
Yeah, definitely ask that duck. Go to Minnesota at that lake Pachuan or whatever it was, Crystal Lake, and and talk to the.
I think he took care of 70 kids too, right?
He did.
At he Crystal Lake.
Yeah. But he had to wait till they had sex first. So that's the rule. It's like he watches them and then kills them. So he's really more perverted than the movies. I think it's on the commentary when he's interviewed. So check it out. Well, yeah, guys. This has been pretty fun here, Robbie.
It's been great. Thank y'all for tuning in today.
Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in to Arm and Leg and Other Opinions We Like to Give. Just remember, we're on YouTube. If you guys like watching podcasts other than listening to it, and we're very good looking most of the time, I think that you guys should go on YouTube, subscribe, click that notification button so you know that when we do a podcast that it's out in the open. So do that for us.
Also like our Facebook page and leave some comments, and actually, if you can, go on there and leave a few messages so that we can kind of debate over how we feel about these subjects. You know, the best comment we'll try to read the following week if we get any, and if not, hey, we're going to keep posting, and hopefully we get out there and share some more posts.
Oh, we're not going away, guys. We're like a rash. All right. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Brett Parks.
And this is your boy, Robbie Gaupp.
And we are
out.